Have you ever had one of those moments where you tell yourself, I'm gonna make blank change, and then it's 3 days later and you realize you completely forgot about your resolution? I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna start working out in the morning. I'm gonna stop scrolling immediately when I wake up. I'm gonna do a load of laundry when I get home from work today. Your brain is on autopilot and it is keeping you stuck in self-doubt and exhaustion. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. Well, really, most of my life, I'm more of a thinker than I am a talker. But I believe some of the things that I've been thinking about could potentially help people. So I decided to start a podcast. My hope is to be able to deliver content that is potentially inspiring for you to lead a life that you love. Welcome to Thinking Out Loud. I'm Lexie Lohman, licensed therapist. I've been in the mental health field for around 13 years, 8 of those in private practice. And along that journey, I have found myself having some of the same conversations over and over again. It's what led me to publishing several self-help books, workbooks, journaling guides, and it's been the inspiration for this podcast. One of the common struggles I've found people face is feeling incapable of change. This is why I created the 5-day Uncover You challenge. If you'd like to follow along, comment Uncover and I will send you all 5 days. In our last 2 episodes, we went through day 1 and day 2 of the 5-day Uncover You challenge, where we pinpointed one thing that's holding us back and started implementing some mindfulness tools. Today, we're going to start uncovering autopilot patterns that are keeping you stuck. What is autopilot? Have you ever had one of those moments where you're driving home and you're thinking about your workday, maybe reflecting on what went wrong, what went right, maybe questioning a conversation you had with a coworker or a meeting, or maybe you're even thinking about once you get home, what you're going to have to do. And suddenly you find yourself pulling up into the driveway thinking to yourself, how did I get here safely? I don't even remember driving. This is autopilot mode. Your brain's main job is to keep you alive. In this situation, your brain is able to take control. It's a familiar route. You've driven it 100 times, and so you don't even have to be consciously aware of what's going on around you because your brain is going to keep you safe and get you home. Research shows that we spend around 50% of our time in autopilot. So the question is, do your autopilot modes serve you or hold you back? Since your brain's main job is to keep you alive, this autopilot mode is an adaptation. It frees up energy from the mundane, repetitive tasks that we do on a daily basis so that we can address new and complex situations. Autopilot modes are essentially habits that are developed throughout your lifespan. This includes habits of thinking, habits of feeling, and habits of doing. An example of this might be snoozing your alarm in the morning. Maybe you're wanting to change your habit to have time in the morning so that you can get that workout in, do some journaling, eat breakfast, have some quiet time. Whatever reason, you want to wake up a little bit earlier than you are now. However, you've been practicing snoozing the alarm and sleeping in, so your brain goes into autopilot mode in the morning. This might make you feel like your alarm never even went off to begin with. The thing is, you've practiced snoozing that alarm so many times, you did it without conscious awareness. It's an autopilot mode. The next morning, your alarm clock goes off and you snooze it. And your alarm clock goes off and you snooze it. Maybe you're even asking yourself, why did I set my alarm so early? Or maybe you didn't even hear the alarm go off in the morning because your autopilot mode took over and turned that off before you were even consciously aware of it happening. Another example of this could be people-pleasing. You spend so much time saying yes to everyone else, trying to accommodate everyone's needs, even though your plate is already overloaded, you don't have the energy required to take on anything else. Yet, when someone comes and asks you, hey, can you blank? You automatically say yes without even thinking about what's on your plate. Another example of this might be procrastination. Maybe you constantly tell yourself, I'm going to go do that thing when blank. And then blank happens and you never follow through. The reason we get stuck in autopilot mode is because we are practicing these behaviors over and over again until it becomes automatic without any thinking. This is how you can drive yourself home while being lost in thought. This is why you can turn your alarm off without fully waking up. This is why we say we're going to do blank, and then 3 days later, we realize we completely forgot our resolution. It is in those micro habits of self-sabotage that keeps us from living the life that we want. By implementing mindfulness, we stay present. We start noticing those patterns, those habits that are getting us into those autopilot modes that are holding us back from being able to lead a life we love. In day 1, we introduced the concept of mindfulness as open, curious, non-judgmental awareness. In day 2, we started practicing it through narrating our story. In day 3, we are going to be practicing mindfulness throughout the entire day so that we can start to uncover those autopilot patterns. Even if you have to tie a string around your finger, set multiple alarms in your phone as a reminder, I want you to try to practice mindfulness throughout the whole day. If that is too hard for you, then practice mindfulness around your one thing for the day. For example, maybe something you're working on is being less grumpy when you get off work and going to your family. So you've got your alarm set, you got your string around your finger, you got your outside reminder telling you, hey, it's towards the end of the workday, it's time to start practicing mindfulness. And maybe you've got, an hour left of the workday left. You still have several things on your to-do list that you're hoping to get done. And as you're getting into it, there's a knock on your door and your whole process gets interrupted. And so you spend a few minutes chatting, they leave, you still got some time. You start going back into your to-do list and another knock at the door. And so you're starting to get frustrated because you still have a few things that you're trying to get done, but it keeps getting interrupted. And then finally, it's the end of the workday, you're heading home, practicing mindfulness in the car, you're on autopilot thinking about what you didn't get done at work today, and you notice how frustrating it is for you. So by the time that you pull up into the driveway, you realize to yourself, I'm pretty frustrated. I'm pretty annoyed that I didn't get everything done that I wanted to get done. That means it's going to add more to my to-do tomorrow. So when you go into the house and you're talking to your husband and the kids, you are already full of frustration, and this is why you're in a bad mood. It's not that they've done anything to warrant your mood. It's because you didn't get done doing what you wanted to get done at work that day. And so maybe you just notice this, you write it down using mindfulness, and you don't do anything about it. And then Tuesday comes, and it's the same thing. And then Wednesday comes, and it's the same thing. And Thursday comes, and it's the same thing. This is a repetitive pattern that you're noticing, that at the end of your workday, you still have 5 or 6 things that you're trying to get done, but you can't ever get them done because you keep getting interrupted. And it ends up causing friction between you and your family because you're a little grumpy, and you should be. We're not necessarily aiming to change anything yet. We're just noticing patterns. So the next step is to record that. Record what you're noticing with your mindfulness practice, especially as it relates to your one thing. By recording all these patterns, you'll start to put together, like in this example, hey, the reason I'm so upset when I get home after work is because I didn't get to finish work and it causes more work for me for the next day. And so then you can sit down and you can reflect on it and figure out a way to resolve the problem. Maybe learn how to set some boundaries or change your work schedule a little bit. But for day 3, we are simply focusing on pattern recognition. Where are those moments that we can create change in the future so that we can break free from autopilot and give ourselves the life that we want? When you record what you notice, ask yourself, when does this show up? What triggers it? What emotions come up? How does it impact me and those around me? And that's it. That is day 3 of the Uncover You Challenge, where we're trying to uncover some of those autopilot patterns that are keeping us stuck. If you'd like to follow along for the rest of this challenge, comment Uncover and I will send you all 5 days. Today we talked about uncovering some of those autopilot patterns that are keeping us stuck, using mindfulness and recording what we're noticing so that we can create change in our future. If you don't want to wait for the next episode to come out, comment Uncover and I will send you all 5 days of the challenge. In our next episode, we're going to talk about how to implement change and start creating new autopilot modes that are going to serve us rather than hinder us from living the life that we want. So don't miss out. I'd love to get some of your feedback. Join my free Facebook group, Lead a Life You Love. Hopefully you had a takeaway today that was potentially inspiring for you to lead a life that you love. Thanks for hanging out today, and until next time.